Okay, so I'm live now, and as you know that we are going for our first live session on Android. So okay, so great. So how many people are watching this? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Let me just go to my live coding and let's see who all watching this. Okay, so I can see 17 people are watching. That's great. And okay, so okay, so there are already so many messages here. Okay, that's great. And okay, I don't know if I've shared that video with on Facebook. Anyway, I informed everyone by the way. Okay, so that sounds good, and I hope everyone is excited here. And okay, so yeah, good evening, everyone. Okay, so there's one more thing I want to tell you. That the first thing is I have sent you the what do you call it as? Okay, if you can see some dark background, is because I'm using my webcam, the laptop, the Mac webcam, which is not that good compared to the mobile phone. The second thing is, okay, so I've sent you some theory videos to, I mean, I've sent you the prerequisite videos, right? So if you'll understand this session only if you have seen all those videos, because see, I'm not going from the basic. This is not Android session. This is not something I will teach you Android. This is somewhere, if you know these things, you can implement that. Okay, so the main idea behind this video is I have already built some applications. So I wanted to show you how we think. Okay, I'm not saying I'm the one of the best programmer, just that uh, whatever I know, I want to share with you. So I hope you have the correct expectation here. Okay, we'll be doing on Kotlin as well, but it will take some time. So initially, we'll start with Java, and then we'll do the same coding in Kotlin as well. Let's see how that goes. And if you want to contribute, you can do that as well. Okay, so by the way, I just want to ignore my screen now. I don't want to show my face anymore. I want to show my screen to you. So what I'll do is I will hide my face. That's done. Let me just share the screen now, and here we go. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen, and okay, I'll just do one setting. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now, and here we go. Let me also start the recording. So the session is getting recorded now. Where do we find this session now? So we are doing the live session on Telusko Learning, but the recorded session will be available on. So the recorded session will be available on Telusko Pro. Okay, and luckily I've just made Telusko Pro as a free channel. Okay, because I'm still figuring out how do I make things work, because there are lots of countries where uh, Telusko, I mean the Pro channel, I mean the subscription model is not there for YouTube. So that's the issue. That's one of the issue I'm facing. And as you know that I'm getting lots of. I have all my subscribers throughout the world. It's not just India or US. So I have to think about that as well. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what I can do in that case. Okay, so as you can see, we got 128 views for the video. That's great. Okay, so what I have done till now. So as I've sent you some videos to watch, right? I have talked about. Okay, so I have asked you to watch a video on what is Android. Then how do we get objects in Java? How do we use expandable list? In fact, this video. So if you have not seen my earlier videos, it will be difficult for you to understand. Okay, and that's great, Steve. Hello, aliens. This is Navin Reddy, and today we're going to talk about a live project. Thank you for that update, Steve. Okay, so let's go for a prerequisite. What we have. So I have already done something in my machine, and before continuing with this, let me just show you what we are going to build. Of course, right? We cannot build the entire application in one go, right? So okay, so let me just go back to my output window. This is what I want to do. Okay, so if I expand this, so this is okay. So we want to achieve this thing, which is a Spring. So I want a list here where I will show lots of codes. And if I click one of the link here, which is Java, in Java we have lots of codes here, right? If I click on Fibonacci, okay, the actual output which I want here is to get the code. I want the Java code for Fibonacci. I want the Java code for inheritance. But then we will not be doing that today. We'll be doing half part today, and we'll be doing half part tomorrow in the next session. Okay, if I click on this inheritance, this is what I want to get. This is the pop-up I want to get. Now this is almost the same live session which I have done in my theory, which I have done last year in one of my video. So I want to make this live session as a benchmark for the next video or for the next live session, which is coming soon. Okay, now question arises how we can achieve that. So first of all, this is an expandable list view where I have a list, and if I click on one of the element here, it will pop up. Now this thing here are called as parent elements, and the inside part is called as child element. So this is a child and this is a parent. Now for this parent, we can use a good term which is called as so we can term it as group. So this is group. So Java is a group here, and all these things, they are called as child. So let's get started. So what I've already done is I have written some code. So don't worry, you will I mean, I don't know if you find it difficult to understand here, but then let's try to understand what is going behind the scene. Okay, for that, let me do some setting here. That sounds good. Okay, I can see some people are saying just came here. Just hold on. I'm doing some setting for you. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we are trying to write a code so that we can achieve this. So this is the final output we want. And now if I run this code, you can see we'll be not getting the output which we are expecting. So I've removed the code so that I can type this code for you. Okay, so where's that? Okay, so as you can see here, this is our code. Oh, you wanted to increase the font size? Okay, that's the issue now. How do I increase the font size here? Because I was searching for the thing here. It's been a long time I worked on Android Studio because I was busy with some other things. Okay. So font. It's here. Okay, it's not giving me the option to change it. Okay, that's weird. It's taking lots of time to edit that thing. It's not giving me option to save it. Can you see this? Can you see that? It's not giving me any option. Anyway, so what you can do is you can just make sure that you're watching this video in a high resolution. Okay, I need to create a new profile there. Let's try. As you can see, people are saying create a new profile, but then where I do that? Oh, that's great. So let me say 16. It will be better, right? 16 will be good, I guess. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Who's that? Who has given me the answer for that? It is Clay Birfa. Oh, that's. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, great. So what I will do now is I just want to make some. Okay, so let me show you what we have, what I have done before this session. Okay, so we have created this layout. So how to create this layout? It's very simple. Just go for a new layout. Or first of all, create a project. Again, let me repeat. This is not a session where you will learn about Android. This is a session where we'll talk about how to build a project. Okay. Okay. So what I will do now is, okay, so what I've done is we have created the project, and in this main activity, of course, right, when you create a new project, you get this activity by default. And in this, what you have to do is you have to use okay, so we have a linear layout. Inside that, you have using a frame layout. We have to make sure that we are using an expandable list view. Again, you might be thinking from where to get this. It's actually very easy. When you go to Design tab, somewhere you'll be getting expandable list view here. If you just scroll down, so container expandable list view, you can see that we have expandable list view there. This is what you have to drag on the screen. Okay, so you have to drag it on the screen so that you will get this list. So what we have here is we got this relative layout, and then we got a frame layout, and then we got this expandable list. Now, if you're wondering how will you get this code, don't worry. once the session gets over by tomorrow, or I mean 1 or 2 days, I will be uploading this project or this code on the GitHub as well, and you'll be having the access for the GitHub link where you will be having all the where you will be having the entire project with you. Okay, now question arises, where you will find this? You will find this on. So we have a Telusko group. Sorry, we have a group on Facebook called the Telusko Live Project. You have to make sure that you are a part of that group. So yeah, so make sure that you are a part of a Telusko group, because that's where you will find the link for this code. And okay, and the recording of this. So this is a live session. The recording of this session will be available on Telusko Pro. So make sure that you subscribe that channel also, because that's where you will be getting the advanced videos. Okay, so this is expandable view, and once you got that, this is how it looks. Now the name of the expandable view we are using here is LVEXP. Again, that doesn't matter what it means. It simply means least view expandable. Okay, and then I have to also make sure that the data is coming from the Google. Data is coming from the internet, right? Okay, now question arises from where I'm getting that data. As you can see, I'm getting that data which is on the it's here, which is not here, because as you can see, I have recompiled this and I have removed all the code. It is blank now. From where I will getting that code? So I have already created that link, and I have done that on the server side. Okay, let me search for that. Where's the link? Let me just get that link for you, and let me show you what it returns. So this is the link. I'm just copying that, and let me use one of the browser. I will use Firefox, because that's the only browser which is not busy with other things. Other browsers are busy with some other things. Okay, now where is my live coding? It's here. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing here is if I say control space, if I say paste, okay, this is the link. Now on the server side, if you have ever seen my Java live session, we have done this, right? We have created these links, which is one of these link is get tnames JSON. Now what it is doing is what this tnames JSON is doing is to understand that, let me just go to my website, which is my website, which is telusko.com. And as you can see, we have a code page. So on the website as well, we have a code page. Again, designing is not that good because we are still working on our designs. And okay, so in this Java tab, can you see that we are getting all these names? So we want the same names. Okay, this is what I want to achieve in an app as well. If I click on Fibonacci, I should get the video for Fibonacci and the code. I don't want the video in the mobile app, but I want the code. So I want this code for Fibonacci on mobile phone, right? So okay, so what I will do here is if I click on this Java, if I click on, so I want this list. Now this is a website, right? So I'm getting this data from the database. For Android as well, I have created this link which is called as get tnames JSON. If I say enter, you can see this is the data we are getting. This is the same data. This is the same data which I'm using here. So as you can see, we have Spring MVC, we have Java, then we have JDBC, we have Servlet. This is the same data, right? But then what is this format? Now, if you can observe closely, we have done some weird stuff. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is the topic. If I expand this size, I hope you can see that. As I can see, some people are saying not visible. Okay. So this is the link. So this is the thing which you are getting as a topic. So these are main topics: Spring MVC, Java, JDBC, and Servlet. These are the main topics. As you can compare with this, with the main topics. Okay, this is also increased. That is very weird. Okay, so the main topics are Spring MVC. Okay, what's happening? Why is it not getting minimized? Okay, so the main topic is Spring MVC, Java. Then we have JDBC and Servlet. These are main topics. And inside this, we have some more topics. Example, we have do get, do post, addition, right? So we are getting these topics here. Okay, let me just check if everything is working properly here. Okay, so these are the main topics, JDBC, Servlet, and these topics are the sub part of that. Now, if you compare this with if you compare the same thing with our website, which is this is what you're getting from the website, right? This is what you're getting from the link. So you got these main topics: Spring MVC, Java, JDBC, Summit are the main topics. Now, if you can see, this is Naveen here. Now, okay, we have done some what you say what do you say in India we say jhol, right? So this is a fragile thing here, a frugal thing here, which simply means that this is my headings here, and in this array we have all our topics. Example, in this two-dimensional array, we have two-dimensional array here, which is this and this one, and that's right, Femi. It's JSON. So we are using JSON here. Okay, so this is what we are returning in a JSON format. Okay, I can see we have 113 viewers, but I got only 45 likes. That's weird. Come on, guys, if you like this type of sessions, do click on the like button. Okay, so yes. So what I'll do now is so yeah, this is the two-dimensional array. Now in two-dimensional array, the first array here, this is your blank array, is because in Spring MVC I don't have any codes. Now if you see my database, in Spring MVC we don't have any code. Okay, for Java we have lots of codes. For Java we have, so this is the second array. So this is the first array, which is blank. The second array, it's getting over somewhere here. So we have Fibonacci, we have palindrome, we have inheritance, we have multi-level. And for JDBC, so that's the third topic. For JDBC, we have this array here. Remember this thing because we'll be talking about this in theory as well. And okay, and then what we have is we have the last one, which is servlet, and servlet is here. This is your servlet code. So do get, do post, addition of two numbers, right? So we are sending two things. We are sending the headings and we are sending the child elements. I just want to fetch this element. And remember this link is called as telusko.com/get_tnamesjson.htm. You can try this in your machine as well. Just type the same link, you will get the same data so that you can refer. And that I would suggest that what I'm doing is I will be sending this. I will say copy, and I'm pasting this link in the chat window. So I pasted that link in the chat window, so you can access that link, and you will get the entire data format. Okay. Now this data is sent from the server side. Okay, so on the Java side, I have written this code, and if you want to know how I had done that, so in the next session we'll be doing the Java code as well for this one. That will be tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so James says, question is from James is JSON some kind of format in which data is sent from server to client? Yes, that's the same thing. So JSON is the data which is coming from the server side and it goes on the client side, and vice versa. You can also send data from client to server. Okay, and James says, what is season? That's weird. I have never heard about that before. Anyone can you just help me with this? What is season? Come on, Google it. Okay, so let's get back to this. So we got this link here, and let me just go back to my Android Studio, which is here. This is my Android Studio. Where's that? It's here. Okay, so how do I fetch and assign the value here? Now, to assign that value, first of all, I need an expandable view. And okay, now how do we use expandable view here? So one more thing. Since I'm fetching data from the server, we have to make sure that you are giving the internet access. So when you create this application, this is your permission. So we have assigned a permission here. Okay. Yeah. So this is the internet permission I'm giving. So because I'm requesting to the server, so you have to make sure that when you write a code, you are giving this permission for the internet, which is users permission, Android, and then internet. And if you're thinking, is this app is already available? So yes, this app is available in Play Store. So let me just share that link as well. Okay, so just go to Play Store, Android Play Store, and search for Telusko. We already have a Telusko app. This is the new version. This has some extra features. We already have a version 1.3. This will be version 2.0. So by the time for that time you can download 1.3. Okay. Now question arises, how we can use expandable list. So we have this main activity. The first object I need here is expandable list adapter. Now, why do we need adapter? Again, I have sent you the video as well, the prerequisites. So expandable list view works with adapters, because see, in expandable list view we have to send some data, right? We have to fill up the data, and the way you can fill up the data is with the help of adapters. Again, we have different types of adapters available. One of the adapter is this one, which is expandable list adapter. Now, if you are thinking this is an inbuilt class, no, no, no. This is the class which I have created here. I will show that class to you in some time. Okay, so first of all, we need expandable list view, of course, because we are using expandable list view. I want expandable list adapter for obvious reason. I want to fill data here, so I want to fill up all the data. Next thing is I want the headers. Now, what is headers? If you know the output, in the output window we have that code, right? We have code. We have we have that Java, MVC. Those things are headers here, and the childs are this one. Now, if you can see, for headers, we are using list because that makes sense, right? These are list of topics. We have Java, Spring MVC. But why I'm using hash map for the child? It's because I want to use, think about this. If you have childs, we have, for different topic, we have different childs, right? We have 2 child. For Java, we have 10 childs. For servlet, we have 2 childs. So we have to specify, when you talk about those childs, it belongs to some topic, right? And that's why I'm using a hash map, where I will say, okay, for Java, okay, what I've done. Yeah. For Java, so topic name Java. So that's why using hash map, right? Label and the it's key value pair. So when the key is Java, the values will be subtopics of Java. When the value will be servlet, the list would be subtopics of the servlet. Right? That's why we have this list data child and list data header. Okay. Okay, just let me know if you're getting everything in the, just use your chat window to let me know that if you're getting this stuff or not, guys. If you're watching this live. Okay, so yeah, so what we are doing here is yeah, so we have a main activity, right, where you have all these things. Okay, why I'm using this log? Oh, we don't need this log anymore. Let's remove that. Why I've written that log there? Doesn't matter. And then we need a context. Now, why you need a context? Because I want to fill the data, right? So I'll be filling that data using this expandable list adapter. Okay, now question arises how that expandable list adapter works. Okay, first of all, what I'm doing here is just I'm just creating the objects for that. As you can see, I'm declaring it here. I'm not defining it, so of course we have to define it as well, right? Okay, so you want me to repeat this list data header? Okay, so this list data header is simply the name of the topics. Example, we have Java, we have Java, we have Spring MVC, right? So if I go back to my thing, so these are my list headers. These are the main topics, and the internal part, this is my child. So this entire Java code belongs to Java topic, right? This topic. So this is the key. So Java is the key here, and this one till here is this is your. So that's a list, and that's a key, and this is a value. Okay. So what I will do now is I got these objects, right? And don't worry, I will be sharing this code with you with the GitHub link, and you will find the GitHub link on our Facebook group. And if you don't know about the Facebook group, let me just share the link in the chat window. So I'm sharing that. I'm sharing a link, so I'll just share the link in the chat window about of the Facebook group. So this is the group where you will find the link for the GitHub, for the Git, for this project. Okay. Now, once we got this thing, what I want is I want to fill up this data, right? Now, I want to fill this data, which is expandable list view. How we can do that? How we can actually how we can fill the data? To do that, we have to first create this object of list adapter. As you can see, we have not initialized it yet. Okay. Now, how do we initialize this? Okay. So what we'll do here is we'll say list adapter equal to, okay, it's a list adapter. Now, how do I create an object of this? Now, to create an object, we need to create object of expandable list adapter. Okay, now where do we find this class? As you can see, I have created this class which is called as expandable list adapter, and you might be thinking we got so many things here, right? Hey, don't worry, I have already created a video for this. I don't know if you have seen that video. I have said some prerequisite for this session. I just hope you have seen that video, everyone. So this is that. In that video, I have talked about how to use expandable list adapter. Okay, still I will try to upload. Okay, just let me just block this guy, Ayush Mahajan. Okay, yeah, blocked it. Don't worry, everyone. So I've just blocked Ayush Mahajan. Don't worry. Ignore that. Just focus on the code. So yeah, what we have is we have expandable list adapter, which is extending base expandable list adapter. And trust me, this is one of the most difficult topic in Android. Okay, if you're finding it difficult, that's okay. This is one of the most difficult topics, so don't worry. Okay, so what we have to do is this base expandable list adapter. This is an inbuilt class. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just that when you create a constructor for expandable list adapter, we have to pass three things. Now, why those three things? First, we have to specify the context. Now, why context? Because it specifies which project you're working with, right? The next thing we have to mention here is, okay, Mike Official says adapter class is hard. It's not exactly hard, but then if you are new to programming, you find it difficult to understand adapter design pattern. But if you have some development experience, adapter is not that difficult. It's just that when you learn a programming for the first time, of course, you will find it difficult to understand that. Okay, so we have to pass three parameters: the context, the list of headers, and this hash map. Okay, so we got list of headers and we got hash map here. This hash map will be child, list of headers will be the topic, main topic, and I'm just assigning these values. Now, if you're thinking you have to type this code by yourself, don't worry. Everything here, from here to here, it will be given by your Eclipse. Okay, let me show you. Not Eclipse, be your IDE. If I cut this part, if I cut the entire part, and if you can see, we are getting an error here. We simply have to get a class which extends base expandable list adapter. And just about this, if I see this, there might be, okay, where's that? As it says implement methods, just click on that. Okay. Okay, Ashish Kamble, what's happened? You can't hear my voice? Yeah, exactly. So this is following a Java adapter pattern. So as you can see, we can get all this methods here, and you get all these methods, right? You just have to change the code of it. And we also need a constructor to, if you want a constructor, just right click, or you can also say, okay, if you're using Windows, it is alt insert. If you're using Mac, it is Command N. Simply say, okay, we have been a constructor here. Simply click on constructor with all the three variables and click on OK. You can see everything is given by your IDE. You don't have to worry about this. Okay, but I will not use this code. I will write I have already written the code here. To understand this better, I would recommend you to watch my video on expandable. So if you're watching this video offline, just make sure that you have seen my expandable list view Android video, which is available on YouTube. Okay, so so all this data, so same code is available in the video as well. So I will not touch this video. I will not touch this code here. Let me just close this. Okay, let's get back to our main activity, and we have to pass three parameters here. So in this expandable list adapter, I have to pass three parameters. I will say enter. The first parameter we have to pass is con. The second, okay, I have to do that before this. I have to say con equal to main activity this before here, somewhere here. Okay, we have to pass con. Then we have to pass the object of list header, and then we have to pass list data child. We have to pass these three parameters because that's how it gets it. And once you got this, we have to set the adapter. Now, how we can do that is very easy. We simply have to say, okay, how do we do that? We say exp, which is exp.listView dot. There is a method called as set. Okay, where's that? Okay, we have to say set adapter. In this, we have to pass an object of list adapter. The moment you do that, the list expandable list view will get all the data, right? So whatever data your expandable list adapter is providing, you will get all the data. And that's where the problem starts. Question arises, how your expandable list adapter will get all this data, right? That's the real problem here. Now, to do that, okay, if you want to achieve that, what we have to do is, okay, what we have to do is, we cannot do this thing here, of course, right? We cannot do this thing here. We have to do this thing once we send a request to the server and once we get the response. Okay, now how do we do that? How you will get the response here? Now, whenever you want to send a request to the server and fetch the data, we all know there's one important thing. Okay, what is that important thing? Any guess? We have to use something called as async task. Now, question is, how do we use async task? Before continuing, everyone, just if you're watching this, if you have just joined this session, we are doing a live Android coding. This session is getting live. I mean, this is a live session. This is not a pre-recorded one. And if you're watching this later, of course, you'll be watching the recorded one. But the recorded one will be available on Telusko Pro channel. And if you have not seen this video, if you have not clicked on the like button yet, just do that so that I will know that you're enjoying this session. Okay, we'll be having saving. Yeah, the streaming will be saved on Telusko Pro channel. So Telusko Pro channel link is available in the description, as someone has pointed out. Okay, so we have to use async task here. Now, how we do that? It's very easy actually to use async task. It's just that async task will be your what do you say? It will be inner class for this. So we'll say public. No, we'll not go for public. Public will go for private. I don't want anyone to access this from outside. Yeah, we can also use Wallet library, but we have not seen. I have not used that yet. We have retrofit. Yes, we have lots of ways. I'm still in our old days now, so I'm still using async task. If you can help me with this, guys, Chirag and Femi, if you can provide me with the code, okay? See, I'm keeping this open for everyone. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this live. After this code, if you feel that you can do this code much better, I completely understand that, because it's been a long time. I have not into Android now because I'm focusing more on the enterprise side. So it's been a long time I've not worked on Android. I might be working with an old technology. If you know the latest one of this, do send me your code, and that will be very helpful for everyone. So if you have already worked on this, if you have some better code, just send me the code, and I will replace my code with your code. Okay, so if you have any better idea than this, using Wally or using okay, Ashish Kamble, if you're not understanding this, that's fine. I guess you have not seen the earlier videos, but don't spam this chat window, please. It's otherwise I have to block you, please. Okay, so give me a code which is better than this, and trust me, I will make. Okay, I mean, it will be helpful for everyone. Okay, great. So what I will do now is I will be using async task, and if you have a better code, just tell me that. I will be making one more video with that new thing. Okay. Okay. So I will use async task here. So I will say private class. I will say get JSON data. Again, you can use any method, and that's fine. I will use get JSON data. And when you want to create a async task, simply say extend a class with async task, which is Okay, I will say async task. Now it takes three generic types. The first type, okay, let's see which generic types it asks for. It says whatever parameters you'll be sending, I'll be sending a string type of parameter. I don't want to see any progress, so I will say void. I want a result in a Boolean format. Have you got the data or not? Okay, so let's say I want it of type generic. So the parameter type would be string. The progress type, let's say void, and result type would be of type Boolean. Again, we could okay, let's say Boolean. And once we do that, okay, this is generics. If you don't know, this is generics. This is generics. Okay, we specify whatever data I want to use. Now, of course, your async task also has some unimplemented methods. We have to implement that as well, right? So let's click on this and say implement methods. And okay, by default, okay, this only one method which is undefined, we just do in background, right? Now, so do in background takes some parameters. Now, when you say dot dot dot, if you're not familiar with this, dot 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 means where args in Java. Now, if you don't know about where args, just search for where args. In fact, I have seen lots of developers who work on Android. Okay, so I've seen people who are working on Android from a long time, but still they don't know what is this dot dot dot. So I mean, last week I realized this. They don't know about this. So I'm not saying not everyone knows about this, but then some people they don't know. So this is called as where args. So if you don't know about this, just go to my channel and search for a video on where args. You will understand this how this dot 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 works. It's where args. Okay, so okay, so what I want to do here is in do background. Okay, with this in async task, we should be using two more methods. One of them is pre-execute and post-execute, because before executing this, I want to have something, and after executing this, I want to have something, right? So what I will do here is, yeah, I forgot to mention that, right? Yeah, this is actually array. So this params is actually an array. You can send multiple parameters there. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so we need two more things. We can also use on progress update. Yes, we can do that, but for this example, I'm not using that. Okay, I've told you, right? If you have something better, just send me that mail. It will be better. Okay, so I want to use one more method here, which will be a method which is called as protected void on pre-execute. It's not giving me the option. On pre-execute. Now, what I do on this pre-execute is I want to set some data. I want to set something. Example, when you're sending a request to the server, it will take some time, right? So it will be taking some time for this to get load, right? So for the time we'll be giving that circle. We'll be showing that loading sign, and for that I'll be using a progress dialog. We'll say progress dialog, and let's get object of this somewhere here. So in this I will say dialog equal to, let's get object of that. We'll say new progress dialog, and for which activity we are working with. So I have to specify the activity, because on that it will be showing this dialog. So I will say main activity dot this. Okay. Yeah. So once we got that, I want to set data. Let's say if I say dialog. In fact, what I will do? I will not do this now. Once we complete the code, let's say if it is important or not. Timing, let's not do that, and let's not waste our time on that. Anyway, it's not that important. Okay, so let's work with do in background. So what I will do here is, first of all, whatever code I will be writing, it may throw some error, and at the end, of course, we have to say return true, because I want to make it work. So since it might throw an exception, I will of course write this exception here, which is try catch an exception. It might throw an exception. Let's print that, and the shortcut for this is s out, and let's print e. Okay, so okay, now in here, first of all, I want to send a request, right? Now, when you want to send a request, we have to use certain codes. Okay, so instead of typing that code here, I will simply copy paste that code. Okay, because it just takes lots of time. So for connecting with the server, this is the code which I want to use. So let me just copy that code from somewhere and let me just paste it here. Okay. So yeah. So first of all, you need this URL, because in this URL you can specify what request you are sending. Okay, and I guess this is also an old thing. Okay, so this is the URL which you are requesting, and then once you say open connection, the request will be sent. The method which we are using, okay, the connection will be done here. The method which we are using here is get, because we are fetching data. You can of course use get, post, put, any HTTP method which we want. And so yeah, so once we fetch the data, of course we'll be using buffer to fetch the data. So once we got buffer object here, let's fetch our data there. Now, once you fetch it, where do we store it? So we'll store that in a JSON. So we'll say JSON equal to, and let's fetch the data. How we can do that? We can simply say buffer reader dot, we'll say read line. We'll say read line. That's it. We'll say buffer dot read line. We will get our data. Okay, and we just have to make sure that this is not null. Okay, so whatever we do now, we have to make sure that this is not null. Okay. Yeah, yeah. All programmer copy paste from Stack Overflow. That's right. But I have not taken it from Stack Overflow. I have already had this code now. I don't know where I got this code, because this project is actually built by my interns. So okay, so that's how they do it. Okay, so what we are getting here is, see, if you see the output, we are getting this stuff, right? So what I want is, I want to store this data somewhere else, which is in one of the list, and I want to store this data in maybe in a list of list. As you can see, this is two-dimensional array, right? This is a two-dimensional array, or you can say this is a list of a list. So we can refer this one as a list, and we can refer this one as a list of list. So your the main subject name is list, and the topics inside that, it is the topics here is list of list. So we need two objects here. We'll say list. I want a list object, so I will say list of string. Okay, I will name this as maybe topics. I will say this is subjects. And subjects is of type array list, so we'll say new array list. Okay, the next thing we need is list of list, because that's a list of list, right? So we'll say list of string, and this will be your topic. So topics would be new array list. Okay, now once we got that, we have to check if my JSON is not equal to null, because sometimes you don't get data from the server, it will give you null value. We don't want that. Okay, so how do you fetch the data now? So what I want is, first of all, whatever data you're getting, that is not in a proper format, right? Because as you can see, I have done some frugal thing here, which is I'm fetching the list, and then I'm fetching the data in the same JSON. And I'm separating that JSON with the help of a text here, which is NANNVAAVVIINN. Okay, this is just a frugal thing. This is not the actual way you have to do that. In real life, this is not how we do it. Okay, we do it with some good thing. I'm just using some frugal thing here. But how do I separate that data? So what I want is, first of all, I want to create two different string, not one. So I will say string JSON1. I will create an array here. I will say an array here. We'll say the data will be coming from. So I want to create two string. So initially we have one data. I want to separate into two parts, and the separation should be done based on my name. So I will say split with NANNAAVVIINN. That's what we're getting from the server, right? So now what will happen is, this string will be split into two parts. This part will be one string, and this part will be second string. So in total, we'll be getting two JSONs. Okay, so once we got this two JSON, let me convert that into JSON. Okay, how do we do that? Now, if you print this JSON of 1 and JSON of 0 and JSON of 1, you will get a string format. I don't want string format. What I want is, yeah, we can also use JSON format here. That's our JSON Weaver. But the problem is I'm using a JSON library here, and I guess there's some issue with that. In the next session, I'll be working with Jackson. Okay, so I will teach you how JSON works in that video. So we'll be also talking about this in the next video, guys. Don't worry. Okay, and once again, if you have just joined this session, and if you are very hopeful for this type of session, just click on the like button. That's what motivates me to create the next video, right? So, okay, so, and seriously, even I need. Oh, okay, what is Jackson? Jackson is the library. So the way we what is Jackson now? See, we are working with Java, right? And we have to convert our Java object into JSON, and we have to convert JSON into Java object. So we can do that with the help of some libraries. One of the library is JSON, which we'll be using in this project. We can also use Jackson. So on the server side, I'm using Jackson. On the client side, I'm using JSON. Okay, so how do I convert this into a list? Yeah, retrofit will be best, right? And that's what I'm saying. Just give me the project. So take this project. I will give you this project by tomorrow, and send me the project. Send me the project in one or 2 days. I will use that. Okay. Yeah. So what I will do here is I will copy that list. I will say subjects equal to. Now, how will I get the subject? So I want to get the subject from JSON 0. So JSON 1 0. I mean, JSON 1 of 0. It has a string. I mean, this is a string which has all the topics which I want to send in the list. We cannot do directly. We have to use a converter here. So we have to convert this. We have to convert this JSON, a string, into a list. We got a question from Pratik. What to do if a server side is PHP MySQL? And that's fine. In fact, in PHP as well, we can create JSON. So JSON can be created with everything, with PHP, with Ruby, whatever server technology we use. Okay, my laptop is not getting charged. Let me connect the charger. That's done. Yeah, even that we can do. Deepak, that's right. So we can create a web service and we can fetch the JSON. Okay, so all these things are in planning stage now. So soon I'll be making videos with REST APIs and how to fetch the JSON and everything. So don't worry, everything is on the way. Okay, so there are lots of things coming on the way, and most of these videos will be uploaded on Telusko Pro. So that's what I'm saying. Okay. And as you can see, this session is getting recorded, and if you're new to the session, the offline session. So once we got over, the offline session will be recorded. The offline session will be available on the Telusko Pro channel. Okay, that's great. And yeah, Telusko Pro. Okay, and Telusko Pro is just okay. I just made that channel free. Okay, don't worry. Time being, it is free channel now, so you can subscribe there for no charges. And if you have already subscribed the channel, don't worry, your money will not be deducted. So don't worry about that. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to convert this, right? Now, how do we convert this? So if you want to convert this, we have to use a library, and the library which we are going to use here is called as JSON. Now, question arises: do I have this library inbuilt in my system? Yes. What I did is I have added one of the dependency which is called as JSON. So as you can see, it says compile. This is a variable dependency. I'm adding this dependency which is JSON. So JSON is responsible to convert my string into JSON. Okay, so not string into object. So the way you can do that is by saying new JSON. So we have to create an object of JSON, and this JSON object has a method called as from JSON, and you have to pass this thing here. Okay, but you have to also mention what it returns. It returns a list. right? It's that simple. Now, whatever data you have in JSON, it will be converted into list automatically. You don't have to worry about that. The same thing can be done for topics as well. So I will copy this code, we'll paste it here, and instead of saying subject, this is topics, and this is array1, and that's it. We got this list here. See, it's that simple. Now, once you got this list, what I will do is, okay, now we have to write some advanced code. So just be with me, everyone. The code I want to write here is, okay. Now, how do we fetch? See, we have our data in subjects and topics, right? We don't want our data to be in subjects and topics. We want our data to be stored inside this list header and list data child. So in header and child, we have to put that data. Okay, so how can we do that? Okay, so we got a question from Prathamesh. Do we have videos on JSON? No, I don't have videos on JSON. Second question is, why list and not array list? Yeah, we can also use array list. It's just that whenever you create a reference, you should always create a reference of an interface and object of a class. That's one of the design patterns we follow in Java. Again, it's not compulsory. We can also use array list. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to fetch data. I want to assign those values in this. So how do we do that? So to achieve that, what I will do here is I will use a for loop, and I will say fetch one value from subjects. So from subject, we'll say subject or sub colon from subjects. So fetch one value, and let's assign that value in the list header. So we'll say list data header dot add, and let's add that data which is sub. So whatever subjects you have here, this is a list, right? And we have to fetch one value. Okay, so Mangesh says, do you have studied in Vikas College? Yes, I was a student of Vikas College in Mumbai, in Vikoli. By any chance, you are my classmate? Okay, so yeah, so I'm fetching the list here, and I'm assigning that list in this header. And what next? I want to assign the child values as well. Now this is a bit difficult to understand. Just be with me. How do you fetch the child values? We can do that by saying, first of all, see, okay, now, okay, so just be with me, guys. It is difficult to understand. If you talk about these topics, here, as you can see, we have a list here. Inside that, we have one more list, right? So to specify, we want to fetch this list here. How do I do that? So to maintain the count, I will use one of the variable here called as int count, and of course, right, the count variable will start with 0. That's how we always work with. Okay, so we'll say int count equal to 0, and here I will maintain that count. I will say list of, okay, I will say I will fetch one string at a time. So I will say list of string, and we'll say this is t names, the topic names, or we'll say not topic names. We'll say, yeah, we can say this is topic. I will say t names equal to, we'll say what? I will say topics dot, and we'll fetch one particular array. So we'll say we'll fetch count. So at one time, it will fetch the one entire array, right? For that subject, it will fetch one particular array. Okay. Okay, so once we got this list, and I will say list data child dot put. Okay, and here I will put those two things. First, I will mention the topic. I will mention the subject, right? So because, see, for Java, so subject will be Java, and then we'll be having topics for that, and those topics are actually stored in t names. I have those topics, right? I do that, I just have to increment the count operator, and our job is done. Now, do you think it will work? Let's try. We just have to do one more thing. If you remember, I told you that this thing will not be here. This should be somewhere else. So this thing should be inside one of the method called as post execute, because once we have completed the execution here, so is called as on execute. In this, I have to say paste this. So once we have completed this stuff here, once we have done with the loading, at that point I will create my list adapter. At that point I will say set adapter. We are done with this. I hope it will work now. So I don't know how many of you think it will work. Let's try. Okay, let's run this. So by the time it runs, everyone, this is a live session. If you because lots of people are joining now. So this, if you want to rewatch this session, you have to make sure that you go to Telusko Pro, because that's where this video will be uploaded by tomorrow evening. So this is a live video. This will not be available on Telusko Learning. It will be available on Telusko Training or Telusko Pro. Okay, and I can see this is not working. Why? Let's run this once again. And we are getting error. Is it? There's an error here. Okay, what's wrong? Can you see any problem here, guys? I can't see any mistake. Can you just figure it out for me? What's wrong in this code? Everything seems good. I have set up the data. Oh, I'm not calling the JSON. Oh, my mistake. So I should be calling this JSON as well, right? How can I forget that? So we have to call this JSON request as well. So before this, okay, before calling, okay, what I will do here is I will say new get JSON data dot, I will say execute. I've already given the permission. It's just that because I'm not sending the request. So I have to send the request for this particular URL. So let's copy that URL and let's paste it here. So we'll say http://paste. It already has http. That's weird. And let's say that's it. It should work now. Let's run this code. It's running. It's running. It's running. Okay, can you see that? We got our thing. This is what we wanted, right? So if I click on this, okay, we got the list as well, but then this click is not working. Oh, this click is not working. So what we'll do is we'll make it work in the next session. Okay. No, we have already done with the permission thing. So this is working. So we got this list as well, right? Now the next thing is if I click on this ternary operator, it should pop up ternary operator, or it should give the code, and that's what we'll be doing in the next session. Yeah, hi Mangesh. Yeah, I know about Patra sir. He's amazing, amazing teacher. I know him. Okay, so yeah, that's it, guys. So that's it from this session. In the next session, we'll be doing this on. We'll be working on this click event. So this project will be available on GitHub. I'll be sharing the link in the group. So you have to make sure that you are a part of Facebook group, and you will find all the links. You will find all the links in the chat window or in the description area. Okay, so where will be next? And okay, where and when will be the next video? The next session will be in this week itself. Let's see, maybe on Saturday somewhere, and or maybe Monday. So maybe Saturday. Let's try with Saturday. And the code will be available on GitHub. I will be sharing the code link on the Facebook group. Okay, great. So yeah, so do let your friends know about this channel, everyone. Let them know about this channel. Let them know about what we are doing here. So my main idea is to teach as many people as possible, because that's what I want to do from my college days. In fact, when I was in Vikas College, let me just do some description there. So when I was in Vikas College, at that time itself, I was thinking about teaching people. I was a project leader there. So I love to teach people. So So yeah, so I want to teach as many people as possible. So do share this video with your friends. And if you are new to the session, just click on the like button so that I will know that you enjoyed this session. And okay, so let's answer some question by the time. So let me stop the recording here. So we got some questions here. The question is, yeah, you want me to put the link in the description here? Okay, let's see how it works. Second, what I do for earning. Okay, okay. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. Actually, I'm a corporate trainer. Basically, I'm doing corporate training from a long time. So I do visit different companies. Some of my clients. Okay, I work for Polaris, JP Morgan, then Accenture. So I should take training there. So that's what I do for I do for earning. So that's my main earning. So I'm a corporate trainer, having experience of more than 5 years now. So that's it. That's what I do. So, and I also conduct online training. From there, that's one of the way I earn. But then YouTube is something where I will, I love to do it. It's just that I wanted a pro channel because some serious people will be there in the channel. I want people, because on YouTube, I mean, Telusko Learning, we have so many people. I wanted some people to be very specific for the thing, so that's why I wanted to go for pro. Let's see how it goes now. So that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. I can see only 117 likes. Just click on the like button, guys. Come on, hit that up button. Okay, so that's it. Signing off, everyone. See you in the next live session.